another edition of Lockdown with Sid, and it's by far the biggest episode we've ever done. With me today is retired General Premnath Hoon, who is one of the pioneers and one of the leaders that we've looked up for years and years. He served in the Indian Army. He is the hero of the Siachen War. And I am stuttering right now because I'm nervous, I'm intimidated of this great man. So absolutely honored to have you here with us, sir. And just wanted to get you on the show and just talk to you a little bit about your journey, how you got into the army, what was it the early days of your army growing up, and what do you think about the present, how things are today as they stand. Because a lot of us today, we're growing up, we probably overlook the history in terms of what you've achieved and what the Indian Army has achieved. So just want to start with that. If you'd be kind enough to just tell us a little bit about your childhood, how was it growing up, and how did you get into the army?
First of all, I'd like to congratulate you for doing what you are doing today.
Thank you.
I am very, very happy that there are people here who are training people to see that the country is safe.
Yes, sir.
And I congratulate you and your team for starting this. I didn't know that this was already in. As far as I am concerned, I was born in Abbottabad. That is Northwest Frontier Province.
Yes.
And I have got photographs, you will see them.
Yes.
Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, they all used to come and stay with us in Abbottabad.
Yes.
I was born there.
Yes.
And what were we doing at that time? At that time, I was not full mature to get into the army.
What year are we talking about?
47.
47.
Even earlier.
Yes.
About 40. You can cut out to wherever I can show you. Here you are.
Yes.
This is myself.
Yes.
This is Mahatma Gandhi.
Yes.
This is my father.
Yes.
This is the place where I was born. But at that time, what we were doing, I was a child at that time. Jawaharlal Nehru also, he used to come and stay with us.
Sure.
And we were thinking that how we can get together to throw the British out. That was the point at that time.
Yes.
Now, then partition came.
Yes.
And then we were thrown out. I was, I think, about 16 years old or 15 years old. We were thrown out and we were refugees and we came to Delhi.
Yes.
Now, it's a very, very, I don't know how God did it. When we reached here in Delhi, we were in that area without tents or anything.
Yes, that time.
And I was, I think, 16 or 17 years old at that time. And I told my father. My father and Jawaharlal Nehru had been together in Cambridge.
Okay.
So I told my father, I said, well, why don't I join the army?
Yes.
Because we are here, refugees.
Yes.
What are we going to do?
Yes.
So we want to join the army. I want to join the army. So my father said, okay, go ahead. Now I must tell you another thing. My father, he, pre-British days, he also fought in Basra, Kut, Baghdad.
Okay.
And he lost his hand.
Okay.
He was at that time making rail lines in that area, those days.
That was his function. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here I went. You can cut out whatever you want to cut out. I used to wear specs, and my number was -5 or something.
Okay.
So that means without it, I cannot see. Now, I came here to Delhi, and I told my father that I want to go. The British were here at that time, and I went to Services Selection Board in Delhi. I was there for a week.
Yes.
They put me through the normal thing. You jump from the top, you get cross the... So, yeah, everything.
Every possible time.
Everything. So, that was the thing. Now, what happened was that they were not taking people who had specs, eyes. So, unfortunately, the final day when the British colonel was there, I was interviewed. I was not a full-grown boy,
yes,
but I was a little better than that. Yes. So he was interviewing me. He said, "You've been here for 5 days. How do you think? Do you think you'll get in?" So I said, "Well, yes. I personally feel that 100% I will get through." He said, "Then are you going to?" I said, "No. There is a reason. You are not going to take a person with wearing specs -5,
yes,
right?" So I told him, I said, "Yes, I've done all my outside tests for 5 days.
Yes.
I'm jumping from the top and taking a rope like a monkey and
yes, and
crossing and doing all that."
Yeah.
So he said, "Do you think you'll get in?" So I said, "Yes and no." He was a Britisher.
Yes.
So I said, "Yes and no." So he said, "Why are you saying yes and no?"
Yes.
I told him. I said, "You have written that people with specs
can't get in.
Can't get in.
But I've done all my tests.
But I have done everything. And I was the top
yes.
boy
who
was
in all the tests.
In that, except I'll tell you about the eyes, because I was -4 or 5.
Yes, yes.
So I was very happy, and I told them that, okay, I've done very well.
Yes.
And so he said, "You think you will get in, Britisher Colonel?" So I said, "Yes and no." He said, "I don't understand what you say." I said, "You should understand, because I'm telling you yes and no." He said, "I don't understand you." I said, "I'll explain to you."
Yes.
I said, "As far as I'm concerned, all these crossing of canals and like monkeys climbing up and then jumping from the top."
Yes.
So I said, "I've done very well. I know that."
Yes.
But he said, "Then why no?" I said, "Well, I'll share with you, because you have written that with specs you can't. So that's no."
Yes.
So now God came in that time. I was very clear what I wanted.
Yes.
So I told him yes and no. So he said, okay. So finally, the final interview was taken. And when I went there, they didn't send me for my eye test.
Oh, wow. That's,
no,
that's great.
Imagine,
that's great.
They didn't send me. This Britisher, he told the chap that he will not go for his eye test.
Yes.
And I did not go for my eyesight.
Yes. And the rest, as they say,
you will be surprised that in the army, even when I retired, after 45 years of service as the Commander-in-Chief, I had -8.
Oh, wow. Wow. Was that common knowledge? Did everyone know about your eyesight?
Well, now, as an army commander and a Western Army commander and fighting battles and all, I found it very difficult, especially on the Siachen.
But I also found out that you were a champion in 4 sports. So can you talk us a little about your sports? Like what was it like playing sports?
I was a skier.
Okay.
I led the first Winter Asian Games in Sapporo, Japan.
Oh, wow.
As the leader. Yeah.
Wow.
I was #1 in tennis.
Okay.
I got colors for India.
Yes.
Then tennis, I got colors.
Yes.
Then there also I got as chef de mission.
Okay. Okay.
I was the top person, and that's how it went.
Yes.
And it's very funny what happened. I think I would like to bring in God, who does all this. Now, when I retired, I was -8 in my eyes. -8.
So that, I mean, in a sense, for example, tennis would be a massive factor. You know, having an eyesight, even if it's a little blurred, it's very
But I was #1.
You were #1 with that eyesight. So would you say that's down to how much hard work you put into it. Because a lot of people today make excuses. Oh, I have this thing, and because of this, I can't do that.
No, I'll tell you, I think that God did play a game. When I retired,
Yes.
I went for my eye test in Mumbai.
Yes.
And I was minus 8.5.
It's very difficult to quantify it, but stories like yours, make you wonder that there is someone looking out for you.
I have written 2 books also.
Okay.
One is The Untold Story. This is the latest book.
Oh, perfect.
The Untold.
So this book, guys, link to this book we're going to put down just below the video, so you can order it, you can read it.
You can use whatever you want.
Yes.
No problem.
So one of the things that we wanted to talk to you about, and Tushar is the one who set this whole thing up. We wanted to talk to you about the Siachen War. And that's a big thing which a lot of people today have almost forgotten, or not forgotten, but the youth don't look back in the 60s, 70s, 80s. They don't know about what happened. So if you could be kind enough, just talk about your experience during that war. And
I fought every war.
yes.
Siachen was a very difficult thing. You can see the papers and how many times Indira Gandhi came.
Yes.
And she told me that he was the Prime Minister at that time.
Yes.
And she said, what about Siachen and all? Because the Chinese were at that time building their road from Pyeongso Lake, like a rope around our neck.
Yes.
And the heights were 27,000 or 20,000. A very big glacier. And she said, I want you to take this, because I told her, I said, the Chinese are going to take the whole of Siachen.
Yeah.
And once they take that Siachen, they are going to come into Karachi Harbour.
Yes.
So she said, then what will we do? And also, I said, you want me to go ahead? I'll go ahead, because I was the co-commander at that time as Lieutenant General. So she said, you go ahead. I said, I'll go ahead, but I want equipment.
Yes.
So they sent me abroad with a carte blanche that you can buy whatever you want.
Buy the best
Best
you can get
in the world.
Yes.
And the 6th day, I think in Switzerland, I was asking for some skis. It was very difficult, that what troops am I going to use?
Yes.
What about their boot size?
Yes, exactly.
So we got over that.
Yes.
But the main thing was that the Pakis were also
buying
the equipment.
Wow.
And they were. So
and again, I think a lot of guys don't realize when we talk about Siachen, it's minus 40 degrees, guys.
yeah.
It's minus 40 degrees. So if you're feeling cold right now, it's 20 degrees, 15 degrees, minus 20. That is, it's difficult to wrap your head around how cold that is. So when you're out there, you're not just shopping, you're shopping for battle.
Yeah.
You're for your life, and as you mentioned, for your team, your boys. And sometimes you don't know what the shoe size is, but you still have to go ahead and
I had to decide whether I'm taking the Dogras or the Sikhs or the Madrasis. I have to find out. So I had to do that. And Indira Gandhi, she told me that I want you to go and do that, because you have told me that it is a difficult task. I want you to do it. Then she gave me carte blanche to go all over the world and all. Now, the main thing that happened, she said, when are you going to go?
Yeah.
So I said, the equipment is coming,
Yes.
little bit of training, and we'll launch.
Yes.
Because we had a high altitude warfare school. I was commandant of that also as a colonel. So skiing and this and equipment I brought.
Yes.
So she said, when will you do it? So I said, I'll have to see what dates are there to launch.
Okay.
So she said, why? I said, no, I want a particular date. I'll let you know. So 13 is my lucky number.
Okay.
So it was 13th of April.
Okay.
April was the Sakhi day.
Okay.
And I said, I'm going now.
Okay.
So I got all the troops and all there.
Yes.
And to cut a long story short, I was on the place also.
Yes.
And what I did was, there's a Belafonda, Gyangla, Siala, all these passes, I said we'll drop person there
Yes.
with helicopter. He jumps, helicopter comes back, and we beef up that area. Then all this go right up.
Okay.
So what happened was that the first sortie went, and I had trained the boys,
Yes.
and I had given them all weapons and all, and food for 3 days.
Yes.
So the first helicopter that took off, I was there at the base camp,
Okay.
and I sent this boy,
Yes.
and within about half an hour, the helicopter came back. The picture is there.
Yes.
So I was very happy
Yes.
that, now second.
Yeah.
So it landed, and he came to me, the pilot.
Yes.
I said, "Where's the chap?"
Yes.
He said, "He's come back." I said, "Why has he come back?" He said, "There's a whiteout. There was a whiteout, and I can't put the
land.
aircraft on the ice."
Yeah.
So my orders were that you just open the door and make him jump.
Okay, jump in.
Come again. Come again.
No landing the craft down.
You can't do it.
You can't do it.
You can't do it.
Okay.
So this chap came back. Now a very funny thing happened. That in Siachen, I thought the air marshal was with me.
Yes.
There's a photograph there. We were sitting
Yes.
on the base camp.
Yes.
So I told them, I said, okay, I suggest that I will go.
Okay.
There was still no one on that. The chap came back.
Yes.
So I was very happy. हो गया एक आदमी दूसरा चलो.
Yes.
So this is what happened. So I told them, I said, relax. I'm going. Second sortie, I'm going.
Yes.
And third sortie, you bring a chap and bring me back.
Yes.
We hovered around there. He couldn't, there was a whiteout effect.
Yes.
You can't see the ground. So he was telling me, "Sir, that I don't know how much. I've crashed also, and I've got pictures, I've crashed
Okay.
upside down." So I told him, I said, come down, come down, come down. He said, "Sir, there's a whiteout. I can't make out."
Yeah.
So I said, "You can't make out? Okay, it's very easy. We'll try and do it.
Yeah.
There's no big game about it. You just bring the aircraft as much as you can so that I can jump.
You can jump off.
So that I can jump and you can go and get." But when you come, because I was a general at that
Yes.
time, I said, "When I come,
Yes.
when you come back, make sure that there's a ladder and a
So you can jump. So you can
and
otherwise, there's no way of you getting on.
getting back." So that's how that happened. And then we went very rapidly.
Okay.
And we captured the whole of Siachen Glacier, right from Siala, Belafonla, Gyeongla, everything. Today we have. And the Chinese have built a road, but they dare not come to our side. They are going to Pakistan and going from that side.
Okay.
So till today, we are with them.
Okay.
And the Chinese have tried a lot, Pyeongso Lake, to go behind and come. Well, that also we did not agree,
stopped.
because I was there. Yeah, I told them no Chinese, so the Chinese were pushed back during that. So that was the Siachen.
No, I mean that's fascinating because a lot of people talk about Siachen as okay, it was something that was fought on a glacier or for a glacier, and then you realize if in case we did win it, we could have lost half the country almost in that war. So the importance of that is oftentimes overlooked. So again, as I said, guys, it's not for us. We take things for granted today because of the heroes that we've had in the past. And we've got a hero with us today who's talking about, which again you can look at the implications any way which you want. If we did not have that war, if we had not won that war, we could have not been India that we are today. We could not have had the freedom we have today. There's no way. So did you ever feel like you were there to make a decision, but you had to stop and wait because you had to wait for instructions to come back from Delhi? Did you ever have that, or did you have the freedom of just going and doing what you felt was right?
Total freedom.
Total freedom.
I used to tell them. When they told me that we want Sikkim to be, removed, it was a part of the Chogyal.
Yes.
The point is this, that if you want me to do it, leave it to me.
Leave it. Give me the authority.
So I did that. There are pictures there where I removed the Chogyal.
Yes.
I told him, you are no longer there.
Yes.
Gyalmo was but Chogyal was very nice to me. I don't drink, I don't smoke,
Yes.
I don't anything. But he was but I was sad that I had to remove him.
Yes.
But I removed him.
Yes.
And we are today
Yes.
on top. Even the Chinese from Nathula, the whole thing has been done. I fought every war.
Every war that since independence, everything that you've been involved in, pretty much. Fascinating. I mean, guys, we can go on and on. This can be, we can have a multiple hour discussion here. But what we're going to do is we're going to add a bunch of the links to the books, to the content. We can also share a lot of photographs of, which are in the books that you guys can see. Pictures with former prime ministers and presidents, which I'm sure you all will enjoy. Now, the point I really wanted to talk to you, sir, was about the present and the future. I wanted to speak to you about, we talk about the Indian Army being one of the biggest armies in the world in terms of size. What would be your message to the youth today who are thinking about a career in the armed forces? What would you say to them?
Well, as far as I feel, I don't think that it is the same army.
Okay.
There are a lot of loopholes. People are not taking decisions. Look at Jammu and Kashmir. I was there, and I was told to stop the infiltration.
Yes.
So I said, no problem. I said, anyone who wants to go to Pakistan, please be ready. I'll give you 2 days food.
Yes.
I'll cross you at night across the border.
Yes.
And you go to Pakistan.
Yes.
But I knew that they will not reach because I used to shoot them as they go across.
Yes.
So that was one thing. Nowadays it's little different.
Okay.
Because, people are not so
decisive and they don't make
decisions. No, they don't know what to do.
Yes.
You have to damn well know what you want and what anything they told me to do, I did.
Yes.
There was no question about it.
Yes.
So I enjoyed every bit of it, and I was happy that I retired also.
Yes.
And the last thing that comes to my mind is that, first of all, never tell a lie. Don't take any bribe.
Yes.
And don't harass anyone. If these 3 things you keep in thing. And may I have my last word?
Of course, sir, please.
My last word is, how old am I?
I would have to say, I'm really bad with this, but
Guess?
say 70?
70?
I'm totally wrong. What?
Yeah.
60? 70.
I am 89 years old.
Oh, wow.
I'm in my 90th year. I don't
I
smoke,
was off
I
at
don't
20,
drink,
29
I don't
years.
do anything.
Oh, wow.
So, it is a thing.
Yes.
I find it very...
So you don't drink, you don't smoke, nothing. Great.
No smoking, no drinking, never.
So guys, this is again is a message for the youngsters today. I was off with this age for 20 years. That's how much I got wrong. I was saying 70, 20 years I was off.
I was born in Ahmedabad in 4th October.
Yes.
29. Pardon?
29.
29.
So guys, please, if you want to live a long, happy, fit life, don't do alcohol, don't do smoking. It's not good for you.
No bribing.
No bribing, and avoid any sort of...
And punishment,
Yes.
if there is something
Yes.
to be done.
Yes.
And not put it under the
If someone's made a mistake,
Almira.
own up for it. This was a fascinating discussion that we had today. As I said, further to our discussion, just below this video, we're going to put out a lot of links to a lot of the books. A lot of the photographs will be published along with the video. If you guys have any questions, please do write to us, and we will hope to replicate this episode again. We'll have him back again for another episode for the questions. And yeah, that was pretty much it. If you like the video, please click like on it. Please subscribe to it. And as I said, any content you guys want, let us know and we will put it out. Thank you so much for having us, sir.
Thank
we
you
really
very
appreciate
much.
coming.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sukhalam, Malayaj Sheetalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Jyotsna Pulakitayamini, Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhini, Suhasini Sumadhura Bhashini, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram.